Good afternoon, everyone, especially to the passionate language learners here. Okay, I hope everyone is passionate, definitely. Okay, it is my honor to introduce to you our magisterial lecturer for today, Professor Cheryl Borsoto Nasol. Professor Nasol is a graduate of the St. Scholastica's College, Manila, in her elementary and secondary education. For her tertiary education, she graduated cum laude with a Bachelor of Arts in Journalism degree from the University of the Philippines, Diliman. She finished her Master's of Arts major in Communication at the Ateneo de Manila University. She also obtained her diploma in photojournalism as full scholar from the Konrad Adenauer, I hope I pronounced that correctly, ma'am, Asian Center for Journalism at the Ateneo de Manila University, and World Press Photo. Her extensive work experience spans from being an instructor, one, here in the University of Makati during the existence of the Institute of Integrated Development Education, or IIDE. She was also an instructor, two, at the University of the Philippines, Manila, Department of Arts and Communication. She is also a writer, a research assistant. She was, sorry, a writer, a research assistant at Vignettes for Training at Duarte, California, USA. She was also an assistant in communications officers at PulseMate Management Consultants Incorporation in Parañaque City. She also was once the program coordinator of multimedia journalism, diploma and MA journalism at Konrad Adenauer Asian Center for Journalism at the Ateneo de Manila University. She was also once a lecturer here in the University of Makati for the College of Continuing Professional Education, an instructor at the Ateneo de Manila University, Department of Communication, School of Social Sciences, Loyola Schools. She was also once the Center Director of Galileo Enrichment Learning at Better Living Parañaque. At present, our magisterial lecturer is a freelance photographer who specializes in photojournalism, travel, portrait products, product events, interior and architecture photography, and a contributing photographer of food and magazine for ABS-CBN Publishing, Area Magazine, and Chelsea Macro Publishing, and the Big C Magazine, the Core Group Publishing Incorporated. She is also currently a teacher and a managing director of eMind Center for Learning in Better Living Parañaque City. She is also a lecturer at the Ateneo de Manila University, Department of Communication, School of Social Sciences, Loyola Heights in Quezon City. She is also a learning and development manager at Thinker Tech. Her publication and research and creative work ranges from paper presentations to local and international conferences, publications via Phoenix Publishing House, the Loyola Schools Review, Asia Pacific Media Educator Journal. And she also have conducted exhibits of travel photographs at the Alcove Filipinas Heritage Library. Professor Nasol is also a recipient of the Loyola Schools Publication Award last March 2007. She is also a prolific resource speaker, presenter, trainer, facilitator, session moderator, reactor, paper presenter, and an active participant to various conferences, seminars, workshops she has conducted, and a fellow at the World Press Photo Training for Trainers program in Amsterdam, the Netherlands. She is also a lecturer, facilitator of workshop on basic photography, photo narratives, and photo selection at the Ateneo de Manila University. Ladies and gentlemen, let us put our hands together and excitedly learn from our magisterial lecturer for today, Professor Cheryl Borsoto Nasol.
Sa'yo muna.
Warm of applause, please.
Mic test, ayan. Thank you po, Dr. Esquivel. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, Dean Tess, VP Luke Ivan Moro, and Dr. Balyao, who invited me. Good afternoon to the faculty of the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences and the students. Thank you for being here this afternoon. And hopefully, we will engage with each other. No? This isn't just going to be a one-way lecture. Hopefully, I get some questions from you. I get some insights as well. So, I actually narrowed down the topic that they gave me. The topic that was given to me was on AI and language and skills development. But for the time that we have, I want to really narrow it down and focus it so that we can get something substantial out of it after an hour or an hour and a half. I'm going to focus on AI competencies. Okay, so the title of my lecture for today is Innovate to Educate, AI Competency in Learning and Skills Development. So let's make it a little bit generic, but still specific enough for you to be able to get something practical out of it. No? So I'll start off with a few questions. No? I'm going to ask you whether the statements that I will post here in front are myths or facts. Siguro just a raise of hands. I used to do this with Mentimeter. Are you familiar with Mentimeter.com? Pero baka matagalan to connect and all that. So just to make it faster, let's just do it with a show of hands, no? So myth or fact? Let's have this simple game first. AI is intelligent and autonomous. Okay? If you believe that it is a fact, can I see a raise of hands? AI is intelligent and autonomous. Raise of hands, okay? Okay, meron ako naririnig, pwedeng intelligent but not autonomous. Ang galing, di ba? You're already thinking about it, si Sir yata yun, no? So, how many think that it is a myth? Not true. Oh, yung iba walang sagot. Okay? Myth or fact? Myth or fact? O, sige. It is a myth. Okay? AI is incredibly powerful. That's true. Okay? Pero yung idea of AI controlling the world, that's very sci-fi. We see that in sci-fi movies, di ba? Yung mga movies na, oh, mawawala yung mga tao, tapos AI, robots na lang yung magko-control. Sila yung president ng country, sila yung in charge of the military, and then the humans are simply following the robots. That is very sci-fi. And that's, I guess, what media wants us to imagine, no? And therefore, that's probably where the fears about AI are coming from. But in reality kasi, AI systems must be programmed by human beings for it to perform tasks that are human-like. Okay? When we say autonomous, it has free will, but AI doesn't. Okay? So you are still going to be in control. More of that later on. Next statement. AI will take over our jobs. Ito na yung sinasabi ni Sir Luke kanina, no? Ni Sir Ivan kanina. Magkakatrabaho ba tayo pagka-graduate natin? O i-AI na lang ng gobyerno? I-AI na lang ng mga private corporations ang tasks natin? How many say that this is a fact? AI can take over your jobs. I see some show of hands. True. Pwede. Right? There are. Now, how many says that it is a myth? Siyempre, we'll think na positive tayo, magkakatrabaho tayo. Kailangan naman natin ng trabaho. But it is partly true, in a sense na it is a myth na that AI will take over our jobs, but it can be partly true that there are certain tasks that will eventually be automated because of AI. So if your skill level is at that very routine task level lang, pwede kang mawalan ng trabaho. So there is a need to continuously upskill. Okay? Teachers, mawawala ba ng teachers sa mundo? Pwede. Di ba? Kung i-online na lang nila yan, i-AI na lang nila yan. But there are, of course, certain skills that teachers will do that AI cannot do. And what's that? Human interaction and engagement, di ba? Gusto mo ba as a student, yung teacher mo nasa computer lang, hindi naiintindihan yung pinagdadaanan mo, hindi ka kakausapin, di ba? Everything is just scripted and automated. We do not want that. What AI will offer probably are new opportunities for employment and growth. Okay? Like now, just this year, I started working as a learning and development manager for a tech company called ThinkerTech. And they produce AI tools for teachers. Kung walang I will never be able to work in a tech company being a teacher. Okay, kasi wala akong computer science background. Hindi naman ako ganun ka-techy. But when they offered me the job, they were looking for a teacher who will humanize the AI tools that they are actually developing. And that's why I got to be part of the team. Okay? Because I was the human factor in the AI tools that they were developing. Because they're all techies, di ba? Mga computer programmers, ganun sila, ganun yung mentality nila. So when I came in, I would check the generated results of their AI products and say, malito. Okay? Hindi maganda yung pagkasabi. This is not something na maintindihan nila. So, kailangan pa din. Okay? And because of the AI thing, I got that new job, that new responsibility or role. Okay? One more. AI is always correct. Of course not. Myth, di ba? Yung ang grammar check nyo, di ba? Yung automatic grammar check, pag Tagalog yung tinatype nyo, lahat, i-change niya. Di ba? Yun yung nangyari kay Ma'am Oni. Kaya sabi niya, Prof, look Ivan more, kasi daw na autocorrect. Okay? Yung more to more. Diba? So maraming ganyan. Your phones, dapat i-off nyo yan kasi nakakainis siya, diba? Na ino-autocorrect niya lahat ng Tagalog nyo sa phone. So that's AI. And definitely, it is a myth because AI is prone to a lot of errors. Why? AI, most especially generative AI, which I will explain further later on, just relies on data that's already out there on the internet. And we do know that the internet is composed of materials that anyone can just upload even without verifying its truthfulness, its accuracy, its validity. So, si AI, si ChatGPT for example, pag nagtanong ka, may sagot siya, parang ang ganda ng sagot, pero hindi ka sure kung tama yon unless you validate and verify. Okay? Because kinuha lang din niya yon sa internet. Okay? And lastly, we've been using AI every day. Sino sa inyo nag-AI na today? Raise of hands na lang. Sino nag-AI na today? Okay? Konti lang? Sino nag-Shopee today or Lazada today? Tingin? Patingin ang hand. Sino nag-Shopee na today or Lazada? Sino nag-Facebook na and nag-IG today? O lahat? Okay? So lahat kayo nag-AI na ngayong araw na to. Because Shopee, Lazada, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, they all operate with an AI behind it. Hindi ba kayo nagtataka na pagkwentuhan mo lang ng friend mo na kailangan mo ng bagong bag? Pagbukas mo ng Lazada mo, uy, ang daming backpack, ang ganda. Ba't siya lumabas doon, narinig niya? Di ba? Or nag-usap lang kayo ng friend mo, uy, saan tayo magta-travel? Punta tayo sa next weekend, long weekend, punta tayo sa Tagaytay. Tapos biglang nakita mo dun sa feed mo, mga places to go to Tagaytay, mga Airbnb, di ba, mga restaurant sa Tagaytay. Saan galing yon? Kasi there are already AI algorithms in your phones, in your laptops, that actually track your behavior. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? Pwedeng good. Kasi it personalizes your experience. It doesn't give you any more things that you don't like to see. It can be bad when you think about, teka, ba't niya alam? Ano pa alam niya sa akin? 'Di ba? So that becomes scary. Baka kung ano-ano na yung nalagay mo doon, tapos naipon na ni AI, and you don't know what it will happen with that information. So, it is a fact that we use AI every day because it's present in all of your gadgets now. Kung ginagamit nyo si Siri, si Google Assistant, si Alexa, AI yan. Kung gumamit kayo ng Waze, kung gumamit kayo ng Grab app, okay, to order food, di ba? Minsan, paulit-ulit, nakita nyo, puro burger kasi kaka-order mo lang ng burger. So, suggest siya ng iba pang burger. That's AI at work. So, AI is here. Okay? It is not sci-fi. It is not something futuristic. AI is here, and we cannot anymore escape that. So what we need to now ask, okay, are these two main questions. Number one, how can we use AI to enhance our learning and teaching without sacrificing our critical thinking? A lot of us may think, oh, salamat sa ChatGPT, ang dali na mag-answer nung term paper na binigay ni ma'am. Okay? Pero tama ba yun? Okay? So yan yung pag-iisipan natin. And how can we view AI as helpful tools rather than as threats? So minsan, mga teachers sabihin, bawal mag-ChatGPT, bawal mag-AI, ay bawal gumamit ng kahit anong AI dito sa term paper ko. Tama ba yun? Maiwasan pa ba natin yun? At mamomonitor pa ba natin yun? So if not, then how do we deal with it? Okay? As teachers, should we change anything in our requirements? Should we change anything in our curriculum in order for us to just, accept the fact that AI is here? So for today, siguro I'll divide the discussion into 3 points. No? The first point being just a short understanding, a simple understanding of what AI is without being very too technical and how it's transforming learning and skills. The second point, I will be sharing with you highlights of the UNESCO AI Competency Framework, okay, which just released last September. UNESCO came up with a competency framework for both teachers and students. So we'll look into the highlights of that. And then lastly, we'll just conclude with how do we ensure a responsible use of AI in education. Okay, so let's try to understand what artificial intelligence is without being very technical. Hindi ko rin po siya ma-explain in a computer science way. So if there are scientists here, you may just further explain it to your friends later on. No? But just to simply put it, artificial intelligence is actually just a branch of computer science, no? And what it does is it creates systems that can perform tasks requiring human intelligence. So ano ba yon? What are tasks that require human intelligence? For example, translation, language translation. Diba? So, kunwari, nag-travel ka sa ibang bansa or may kausap ka na iba yung language niya, how will you be able to understand each other? Traditionally, you'd need a third person who would know both languages to interpret it for you. But now, there are AI systems that can do that. So you can open your Google Translate, diba, and have it translated for you, or there are a lot of other AI apps pa for translation. Or for example, problem solving, or understanding a lot of data. So for example, you're a researcher and you get a lot of, kunyari, audience research material. So nag-survey. Ayan, dumating na yung survey results sa'yo. Ang dami. Let's say it surveyed 500,000 respondents. Isa-isahin mo pa ba yun? Okay? There are AI systems where you can just feed the data and it will create graphs for you, it will create insights for you, simplifying just the process of understanding the data. It can recognize patterns. So yung patterns like ano ba yung lagi mong nila-like sa Facebook, ano yung nila-add to cart mo, that's a pattern that it recognizes. And therefore, it will always now act upon that recognition of a pattern and recommend things for you that are similar to that. So madami pa. And also, it can generate new content. And this is what's probably promising, both promising and threatening to us who will be working in the creative industries, in education, in the media. Okay? Ito yung threat sa atin eh. If AI can generate new content, if AI can now create an article, or create a video, or a movie, ano pa silbi natin? Diba? What else can we do in terms of our skills that we learn here in the university? So, generative AI is that subset of AI that talks about making new content or generating new content. So, I just want to siguro differentiate between a search engine and generative AI for clarity. A search engine like Google, di ba? Paano tayo mag-Google? Punta tayo sa google.com and then we will type a query. We'll type a question. Let's say, how to cook adobo. Okay? Anong lalabas after you click search in Google? It will give you a list of websites, di ba? Pwedeng YouTube video siya ng how to cook adobo. Pwede kang mapunta sa isang website ng isang chef, tapos merong recipe ng adobo. Pwede kang mapunta sa isang restaurant with different adobo kinds. So, Google, for example, will generate results as a list. And then it's up to you to click on whatever link that you want to follow and understand later on. How is it different from typing the same question in ChatGPT? Okay, sinong nakagamit na ng ChatGPT? Siguro marami-rami yan. Ayan. So sa ChatGPT, type kayo ng question, how to cook adobo? Anong lalabas? It will not list down websites with adobo recipes, but rather, it will already give you the recipe, ingredients, simula sa ingredients, ilang grams ng ganito, ilang cups, tapos yung procedure. Minsan, depende sa how you ask the question, it can give you more information. Okay? So, you don't know kung saan galing yon, because what ChatGPT does is it already did the research for you kung saan-saan, at then they consolidated it. Pwede mo pang i-specify yon. How do you cook adobo in different parts of the Philippines? Okay? So, ayan na, iba-ibang klaseng adobo recipes na. Pwedeng si ChatGPT, bibigay niya lahat yun sa'yo. Okay? You can further follow up with a question, sabihin mo pa na, what is the historical context of the different adobos in the different regions? So, bibigyan ka pa ni ChatGPT ng konteksto, okay, where they got the adobo recipe. You don't need to write it anymore. Copy, paste, print, submit. Okay. Diba? So, tama ba yun? Diba? Yun yung ating question lagi eh. Do we just get, okay? Do we just get what ChatGPT gives us? Okay? And submit it as our own. Is that ethical? Is that correct? Is that learning? Okay? So, yun yung mga issues no, on generative AI. More on that later on. So, examples of generative AI that are common, although ang dami niya ngayon, siguro ito yung pinaka-common na nagamit na natin mostly. So, of course, you have ChatGPT, which is free. There's also a paid version. The difference between the free and the paid version, if you will compare the results, no, parang mas malalim kasi lumalabas si paid version. Si free version, pwedeng maikli lang. It really depends on how you prompt it. Prompting, the term prompting means how you input the command. Okay? Kung mababaw yung question mo, mababaw din ibibigay sa'yo ni ChatGPT. Kung very detailed yung iyong prompt, it will also give you what you want in how you expect it. And then Gemini is what appears when you do Google Docs, nasa side siya. Okay? Pwede mo siyang i-activate. You can already ask questions as you type something in Google Gemini. It can already auto-correct your grammar, edit your text, etc. So, but very similar sila in how they behave, no? They both employ natural language processing, meaning they sound like you. Okay? They sound like you with better grammar and spelling, I guess, but they sound like human beings, and that's the thing with generative AI. They sound like you. They create pictures like what you would create. They can create songs, poetry, paintings, okay? Generative AI can do that depending on the platform that you will go to. Okay? So, generative AI and AI in general is being used in a lot of industries already, no? So in healthcare, for example, they can read lab test results and provide a diagnosis. Okay? In transportation, in finance, sometimes you probably encounter this in some bank websites, for example, or chat messenger, yung may chatbot. A chatbot is AI. So you just click on it, tapos biglang tatanungin ka na, even saying your first name, hi Cheryl, what can I do for you? And then you choose what they can do for you. That's also AI, no? Of course, what we will discuss further now would be how is AI used in the social sciences, in the arts, in the field of communication, and of course in education. So for example, no, AI in language and communication. AI kasi can already streamline tasks. Okay? Like, for example, content creation. Meron ba ditong content creators? You have a TikTok, you have your own YouTube channel, etc. Okay? You can actually use AI to create content for you. minsan naiisip mo, ano bang ilalabas ko? Di ba, pag content creator ka, dapat, ano ba, I don't know how it works, no? How often should you come up with a new content? Hindi naman siguro daily, siguro 2 times a week or 3 times a week. But it has to be planned, right? Kung di, mawawalan ka ng followers, hindi ka babalikan. So, AI can do that. You can actually ask ChatGPT, create a 1-month content plan for me. And then bibigyan ka niya ng listahan kung anong pwede mong magawa. Siyempre, you have to be more detailed. Like, ano ba yung channel mo? Ano ba yung, who are you as a content creator? What kind of content do you create? So you have to be more detailed about that. But it can already perform tasks like content creation. There are AI apps that can create reels for you, FB reels or IG reels for you, just based on some prompts. You can also do public relations and digital marketing. So for example, you want to send an email newsletter in a particular format. AI can do that for you without you having to, design everything, input all of their email addresses. Tas everyday, kung everyday yung frequency ng newsletter mo, everyday ka maglalagay doon. Hindi, i-automate na yon ni AI for you. Okay? So it can analyze data for audience studies. I think I mentioned this earlier. Let's say market research, consumer research. No, you can already input the data, and then the AI will actually produce some insights for you. It can automate written or visual content. So meron kang sinulat na draft. Minsan, draft lang, like very raw draft, wrong yung grammar, walang coherence. Basta yung thoughts mo, nilagay mo lang sa ChatGPT, and you tell ChatGPT, produce a coherent essay out of this. Gagawin niya yun, di ba? So, pwede nang magawa yun ngayon. And of course, translate languages nga in real time. Okay? In the creative arts, this is something that a lot of artists are actually parang having debates about, no? Parang ayaw nila yung AI because of course, AI can create human-like work already. Nyari, mag-compose ng song, kaya ni AI, gumawa ng pictures. Okay, so photographers, for example, sometimes you cannot detect anymore if it's it's an AI-generated photo or not. There are news agencies, for example, who would rely na on AI-generated content rather than hire reporters and photographers. So it's now a very parang sensitive thing. AI is very sensitive in the creative arts and the media. Kasi nga, it can generate ideas, but what we can use it for is to edit our writing and maybe give us ideas for brainstorming of new works. And in the social sciences nga, AI can support research. It can analyze massive amounts of data. So yung mga researchers dito, mas madali. Okay, if you have an AI assistant to help you with all the data that you've gathered, it can help you with disseminating your survey forms, with data analysis. It can predict modeling. You can save a lot of time also with doing related literature, okay, finding related topics, or reading through journal articles and trying to put them together when you're doing a research. Okay, so of course, because of those nga, there are a lot of fears and concerns, no? As with anything new, okay, when you do media studies, for example, in the history of the media, when television was new, people became fearful of it. Okay, when before television, when the movies were new, when television was new, people became fearful kasi biglang sabi nila, ay, naa-access na ng kabataan ngayon ang violent content, 'di ba? Ang hindi magandang content from the movies, from the TV, it's now easily accessible. When the internet was new, siguro, most of you pinanganak may internet na no? Pero kami, yung generation namin, lumaki kaming walang internet. Nagkaroon siguro ng internet, matatanda na kami, mga high school or college na siguro kami. Adults na kami. So, sanay kami ng walang internet. And when the internet was new, it was scary. Diba? Sabi nila, uy, andyan na yung porn. Okay? Makikita na lagi. O, andyan na yung mga negative content. Okay, ang pangit ng internet. Ganyan. So, hindi maganda yan. So, there's always fear. And now, we're in this generation. AI is the novelty now. And as with all those media or technologies that became new, there is always a fear. okay, of it because we don't know it yet. So, what are those fears? Yun nga, number one is job displacement. So, mawawalan ba tayo ng trabaho? Kasi, especially in the creative industries, in the analytical fields, pwede nang ma-AI, diba? So, hindi na kailangan yan. So, kunyari, in the company that I work for, sabi, ayaw mag-hire ng marketing manager ng boss namin because or maybe hindi naman ayaw mag-hire, but are having a hard time looking for a marketing team because a lot of our tasks we can do anyway pa on our own with the help of AI. So, hindi pa siya ganun ka-need kasi it's not so big naman. So, that's something. Or, you've heard of the issue a few months back where a network had AI sportscasters. Have you heard of that issue a few months back, di ba? So, yung sportscaster nila, ang gaganda, ang gagwapo, AI generated. So, pwede na pala yun. Paano wala na lang artista, wala na lang sportscasters, lahat i-AI na lang. So, mawawalan tayo ng trabaho, di ba? So, job displacement is one fear. Second fear, the loss of creativity and originality. So, how do we now know that this amazing painting is out of the creativity of this artist and not AI generated? How do we know that this article was written by this seasoned journalist and not generated by his AI assistant or his AI app? So that can also be problematic in terms of, it's difficult kasi to detect what is AI generated or not. And of course, ethical concerns. Okay? This is a concern of social scientists, di ba? Kasi nga, AI tools can perpetuate biases, meaning if there's a lot of bias online, gender biases, race, on status, because AI just gets data from all of those information on the internet, it may also translate to biases in our generated content, no? Or sometimes misusing of data. Or yung kanina sabi nyo, nakakatakot, what are they getting from me? What information are they getting from me? And what are we, how can we secure that information? So there are a lot of ethical concerns. And also nga, because a lot of tasks are now dehumanized. So, kunyari nga, customer service, may reklamo ka sa Grab, kulang yung pagkain pinadeliver mo. Gusto mo magreklamo. Pero, meron lang mga templates na ino-offer yung Grab chat kung ano yung reklamong pwede mong sabihin. Diba? So, instead of having a person to talk to and you say, ito yung nangyari, you're limited now to this computer chat bot. Okay? And there is no human experience, no human interaction there. Okay? And there, data privacy and surveillance. What are they getting from us? What information is at risk? And we have to be extra careful these days nga. Kasi, for example, yung mga AI videos, for example, yung mga scandals na lumalabas, tapos sasabihin, hindi ko mukha yan, AI yan. Diba? Hindi siya yan. AI yan. So, paano na kung mukha mo yung nilagay doon sa isang video na hindi maganda? Okay? So, what if it happens to you? So, that becomes now a personal concern, or that should be a personal concern. And this, over-reliance on technology. When you wake up in the morning, pagising, anong una niyong ginagawa? Aabutin ang cellphone. Diba? Pwedeng isusnooze nyo kasi yung alarm. Pero kung gising na kayo, hindi kayo babangon agad. Titingnan nyo muna anong message yung bago. Kung may time pa, hindi pa kayo late, magsuscroll pa kayo sa feed. Manunood pa kayo ng TikTok. Okay? Over-reliance on technology. Na-lowbat ka, feeling mo hindi ka na mabubuhay buong araw. Naiwan mo yung power bank mo, yung charger mo, gusto mo nang umuwi. Diba? So, those things, parang we rely a lot on technology. What more if sanay na tayo with AI? Then we will feel so helpless, okay, when we won't have it. Okay? So, what is needed right now is really AI competency. We're at that level now. It's not anymore about paano ba iiwasan ng AI? Paano ko ba ibabawal to sa klase? Paano ko ba sasabihin, bawal mag-AI sa essay natin? But no, we now have to be competent about it. Okay? What do we need to know as communication specialists ba? How can we maximize the use of AI? How can we get it to extract insights faster or help us with data? As a social scientist, how can you use AI to help you with your research? As an artist, as a creative professional, maybe you can use AI as a brainstorming tool, 'di ba? Or to help you start off with new ideas. So what are we doing with AI that is competent, meaning we know how to use it and we know how to use it responsibly? So, teachers, actually, you play a very important role here. Isipin natin, ako yung mga bata, mas magaling na sila sa technology, pag-aaralan ko pa ba tong AI? 'Di ba? Hayaan ko na sila. But no, teachers, we have the vital role kasi una, tayo yung nabuhay nung walang AI or even walang internet, tapos ngayon meron, we know the difference. 'Di ba? We know the difference. As Sir Ivan mentioned earlier, hindi na nagbabasa yung mga bata. Kanina sa likod, pinag-uusapan namin nila na Ma'am Oni, hindi na sila marunong mag-comprehend, hindi na sila marunong mag-construct ng sentences. Okay? Kasi kaya naman ng AI kino-autocorrect naman nila eh. 'Di ba? So, ngayon, tayo as teachers, we have to bring that back. Okay? Even with technologies, and we have to accept the fact that they use technologies, we just have to bring back the traditional ways also of reading and writing and comprehending, critical thinking and analysis. So teachers, we play a vital role. And hindi tayo mawawala ng trabaho kahit may AI because there is now a greater need for that face-to-face human interaction. Because your students are all on the screens. Okay? So now, we are the ones that they will have face-to-face interaction with, and we can correct that. So more on that later on. No? So how do we use AI critically? Not as a crutch, but as a tool that enhances their human capabilities. When these kids go to the workplace in a few years, yung opisina nila may AI. Okay? So pag hindi natin sila tinuruan ng proper use of AI, then they will be at a loss. And there are statistics right now coming in from the news even na AI competence is one skill that is now needed. Hindi na lang yung anong tawag doon, what's that? Microsoft Word, Google, PowerPoint, Excel skills. Hindi na eh. Kailangan talaga internet skills, even web design skills, kailangan na marketing skills online, and of course, AI skills. Okay? So, isi-segue ko lang, maikling commercial lang muna tayo before we go to, this is our product at ThinkerTech, no, in the company where I work for. We call it UDO Copilot, which is a platform for teachers. Okay? Kasi nga, the goal here is to streamline and ease some of the teachers' work so that we get more face-to-face time and engagement with our students. What happens kasi, hindi alam to ng students, you know what, when we go home, pagdating namin sa bahay, nagpa-prepare na agad kami ng class for the next day. Okay? Gumagawa na kami ng exam or nag-check ng exam. Our time with you in the classroom, may it be 1 hour or 3 hours, is just our teaching time. And a lot of the time of the teachers, a lot of work of the teachers is actually done at home or after the official office hours. So, ThinkerTech created UDO Copilot to consolidate certain teacher tools that will help the teachers nga in streamlining or easing up some of our work. And this is locally made. So it's really designed for Philippine educators. It's aligned with the Matatag curriculum. So it's being, where we're deploying it now to a lot of elementary schools kasi very Matatag compliant yung mga tools. So unlike if you use ChatGPT and ask it for a lesson plan, it will give you a very generic lesson plan. But if you use UDO Copilot, it's Matatag aligned. Okay? So, ganun yung design niya. I'll just give you a quick video overview lang. If there's time later or if there's not, I can do a demo. But hopefully, this will already give you a glimpse of how teachers can use AI tools.
Struggling to keep up with the demands of teaching? Transform your teaching experience with UDO Copilot. The AI platform for educators designed to help you save time and focus on what matters most, helping your students reach their fullest potential.
Hindi kailangan ko ng picture
Say
na may
goodbye to
you do.
tedious lesson planning with UDO
Picture mo na ako
Copilot's
sa phone
lesson
mo.
plan generator. This tool is pre-programmed to align with national and international curriculum standards to help you create plans for your classes with ease. Simply input your topic and grade level and watch as UDO Copilot creates a comprehensive lesson plan tailored to your needs. Effortlessly design engaging activities with the classroom activity generator. Pick your subject, decide on the activity type, set your topic and learning goals, and let UDO Copilot craft interactive and stimulating activities to captivate and challenge your students. Quickly create assessments with our multiple choice assessments tool. Input your topic, adapt to your students' proficiency level, and ensure comprehensive coverage of your lesson. Empower. Struggling to keep up with the demands of teaching? Transform your teaching experience with UDO Copilot, the AI platform for educators designed to help you save and quickly create assessments with our multiple choice assessments tool. Input your topic, adapt to your students' proficiency level, and ensure comprehensive coverage of your lesson. Empower your students with our student tools. The Assessment Assistant helps students review through an interactive self-correcting quiz, while the Research Assistant aids in gathering information and conducting research. A teacher chatbot assists the students anytime they need it, and teachers can review all the student interactions to provide more personalized guidance and additional support. Discover all these AI tools and more. Sign up for free and empower your teaching today.
Okay, so account is free for UDO Copilot now. You just go to copilot@udolearning.com and you will see a lot of those tools. So one of the tools that I love here is yung research assistant tool. So what teachers can do kasi is give a link to the students. Tapos when the students go to the link, there is a chatbot that asks, "How can I help you today?" Okay? And then the student can say, "I don't have a topic for my research." Tapos the chatbot will ask, "What are you interested at?" Tapos type mo K-pop. Okay? And then the chatbot will say, these are the topics that you can focus on or you can try to explore on for K-pop. And then you can ask more details like how to come up with a research question, what do you think are the sources that you can consult. It will recommend. But when you ask, can you write the paper for me? UDO Copilot kasi is safeguarded. Unlike ChatGPT, si ChatGPT isusulat niya. Okay? Si UDO Copilot, it will say, I cannot do that for you. Okay? I will provide you with an outline that you can actually expand. Now, on the teacher side, they can see all your questions to UDO Copilot. So, ang role ngayon ni teacher is to save you the time of asking them. Ganun din naman yung ginagawa nyo sa one-on-one consultation. Ano ba topic mo? Ano bang gusto mong gawin? Etc. So it will take you 1 hour per student to consult. Diba? But with this, babasahin mo na lang, ito yung mga tinanong mo kay UDO Copilot. I see that you want this topic. Let's work on it together. Okay? So the humanizing factor is still on the teacher. Okay, the students can consult with the teacher kahit outside of consultation hours. Nasa bahay na kayo, may naisip kayo, you can go here. Okay? And, it just eases up some of the work. That's just one tool, but there are like 40 tools already available. It can help you create exams, pwedeng objective exams, multiple choice exams, or open-ended questions, critical thinking questions. It can help you create project assignments. This is for teachers. It will not make your project students, but it will make the teachers create materials for the class. Okay, so it's just one example. And why am I showing this? It's because we teachers have to know this. Okay, we have to know that we can be empowered by AI so that we can realize how much AI is also doing for your students. Because if you don't know that, pwede nila tayong maloko. Okay? Pwedeng makalusot yung mga AI-generated answers nila and will grade it as 1. Di ba? Kasi ang ganda, ang perfect. Pero hindi. Alam natin gamitin ang AI and therefore alam natin ma-detect. Okay? Although there are AI detectors, but it's not reliable. Yung mga AI detector sites, sabihin that work is 80% AI, pero gawa naman talaga niya yon. Kasi magaling siya magsulat maganda yung grammar niya, sabihin AI na yon. Diba? So, hindi rin siya reliable. So, it has to be coming from your own experience and knowledge to be able to detect an AI-generated work. Okay? So ito lang itong one example, no. We had one case study of a high school teacher. He had Noli Me Tangere for his class. He gave an excerpt to his grade 9 class. Ngayon yung grade 9 class niya, hindi magaling magtagalog. Okay? Hindi naintindihan itong excerpt na to. So he used the text leveler tool from Udo Copilot to level down the excerpt from the original material that he gave so that it's a little more simple just for the understanding of the story or of the context for his non-Tagalog speaking students. Okay? So, you don't have to write it yourself, teachers. There is a tool that can simplify it for you. Tapos when he did a comparison naman, nandun pa rin naman yung essence ng kwento. Okay? Pero syempre, gusto pa rin natin matuto sila. Pero minsan nga, siguro as a springboard, you can start with this. But still, we train them to read and to really understand it the traditional way. Okay. So, just to summarize the first part, AI mimics human intelligence. Generative AI can give you new content. AI can enhance skills. But there are also fears about its downside and limitations. And therefore, AI competency is crucial and teachers must develop that proficiency with AI to effectively guide the students. So I'm now going to give you the highlights lang of the competency framework that is given by UNESCO or drafted by UNESCO. Why did UNESCO do this? They have been doing frameworks for digital literacy in the past, for technology education. But this year nga, they realized AI is something very specific that they can focus on. So they made, it was actually just released during the Digital Literacy Week, first week of September this year. And it's downloadable. You can read the whole document. 2 documents siya. Yung isa, framework for teachers, framework for students. But the basic aim is to help na students and teachers understand AI's potential and limitations and emphasize that AI should support human decision-making, intellectual development, rather than undermine it. Okay? A lot of universities don't have AI regulations yet. Okay? Wala tayong rules na pag gumamit ng AI ba, bagsak na ba to? Pag gumamit ba siya ng AI, tanggal sa program. Wala pa tayong ganong rules And it's hard to come up with such rules. So we leave it, even Ateneo, we don't have set rules on that. We leave it pa rin. We have guidelines. They gave us guidelines, the faculty, but it's up to the faculty to implement what AI regulation they want for each class. So UNESCO hopefully wants to help schools and universities with that, in creating frameworks for how to manage AI use in education. So, just to show you first yung sa students, according to UNESCO, students should understand AI at 3 levels. Okay? Understand, apply, and create. So if you reach 3 levels, you are AI competent. Actually, at least 2 levels now, you can be AI competent already. So what does it entail? For students to be AI competent, first, you must understand what AI is. Kailangan alam nyo siya i-define. Alam nyo kung ano ang AI at hindi. Okay? Kailangan you know how it works, even just the basic understanding of it. You know basic AI concepts. You know what ChatGPT is. You know how it works and what it generates. For example, you have to know that TikTok, for example, Instagram or YouTube uses AI. Okay? And you have to understand that they can read what you've been looking at, what you've been clicking, okay? And it can actually create what we call echo chambers. Echo chambers are parang homogenizing the content that you see. Pare-pareho lang. Yung makikita nyo sa TikTok nyo, sa Facebook nyo, things that you like. Okay? Things that you agree with. So, ang iisipin mo ngayon, ay lahat ng tao ganito mag-isip. Kasi lahat ng lumalabas sa feed ko, pare-pareho kami eh. Lalo na pag election, nakita niyo yan siguro in the last election. Ngayon, makikita na naman natin to with the upcoming elections. No? Parang, lahat ng tao gusto si ganyan. Okay? Kasi your feed already created an echo chamber saying na these are the people that also like what you like. Okay? And you have to know that. You have to be aware of that as students. So that's the level of understanding. Second is application. You have to use AI. Ito pwede naman eh. You have to use AI, but you have to know how to use it responsibly and ethically. So there are gonna be guidelines on that. I will not delve on that kasi mahaba nga yung document. But bottom line is, you have to know what tasks are okay to AI and what tasks should you do on your own. Let's say, binigyan ka ng assignment ng teacher. Basahin nyo this journal article. Okay? You have to read it. Although there are AI tools that can help you, upload nyo yung PDF, tas isa-summarize for you, pwede naman yun, pero hindi mo siya makukuha, hindi mo siya matututunan talaga. So, there are tasks that you can AI like, edit your grammar, okay, before you submit. Sige, pwede na yun. Okay? But for understanding, for analysis, you have to do your part. So, ayan, you could use AI to help you brainstorm research topic options, but you still exercise your judgment in formulating your own research question. Diba? According to the context of your study, kung ano ba yung pinag-aaralan mo, sino ba yung kaya mong respondents na maabot, you have to still exercise your own writing there and your own analysis for that. Now, most students are already AI competent with just understanding and applying. Okay? According to UNESCO, you're already AI competent for students if you can understand and apply AI. But, okay, if you want to go to a higher level, there are some of you who will probably be more interested in AI. You can actually go to the extent of understanding the programming part of it and eventually developing your own AI tools. Okay, so kunyari, you want to develop, that's the level of creating. Okay, so you want to develop, let's say, an AI-powered app that would help visually impaired people. Okay? So kung nandun ka na sa level na yon na naintindihan mo na yung kabuuan ng AI and you want to create your own, you can reach this higher level of competency. Okay? So that's the part for students. And yun nga, the framework specifies this more in the document of UNESCO. For teachers, there are also 3 progression levels, very similar naman to the students. The first is you acquire the fundamental skills and knowledge about AI. So this is our first step. This is actually acquiring, this is understanding, having dialogues like this, having sessions that introduce to you different AI tools. That's already that level of acquisition. Then you deepen your understanding of AI by using it. Okay? So try it out. Tingnan nyo kung ano magagawa ng ChatGPT. Tingnan nyo kung ano magagawa for you ng Gemini, Google Gemini, or ng Udo Copilot, and see, tama ba to? Okay? Hindi naman natin sinasabi na ito talaga perfect na ang gagamitin mo. So, it can help you with a draft and then you refine it. Okay, according to the preferences of your class, diba? You know your students better. That's always what we say. You know your students best, so you will be able to tweak the AI content according to your students, your plan for your students. And then eventually you want to create. So here at the university, kasi we want to be able to contribute to research or to our extension work, and you can actually use AI. For that, no, you can reach out to communities that don't know it and maybe be agents of change. Teach them about the first 2 steps. Okay? And that's a good extension work. Produce research that would probably lead to guidelines for university use of AI. That can be a contribution, okay, for the university. Okay? So, what I want to focus for teachers are the 5 aspects of the competency. Since yung levels pareho lang. So, mabilis lang to. I'm just going to look at 5 aspects according to the document. Human-centered mindset, the ethics of AI, foundations and applications, AI pedagogy, and AI for professional development. So, According to the UNESCO framework, all of us, students and teachers, should have this human mindset na even if there's AI, it's still the human being that's above all of it. Okay? So, it means putting human well-being and ethics first. So when you're going to use AI, iisipin mo, may matatamaan ba ako? May negative impact ba to sa pagkatao ng mga estudyante ko? Okay? Is this information biased? Is this fair for all? So gagamit ka ng AI, sabihin natin, mag-a-assign ka ng AI tool for your students. Use this AI tool. Hindi naman lahat may access. Is that fair? Diba? So kung hindi, we will not use AI in that sense. Diba? So you have to assess also what is fair and right for your students. So for example nga, we have an AI feedback tool. UDO Pilot has this. No, you upload your students' work, and then it will give you feedback already on the essay. Say that this is incoherent, ito yung mga grammar lapses, this topic can be further expounded on. AI yon, pwedeng i-generate sa inyo. Pero, ipiprint mo lang ba yon at ibibigay sa students? No. The humanizing factor there is you will use that when you talk to your student personally, so that you can increase the productivity of your student. You can make them feel supported. You can make them feel motivated. Okay? So, it's always a human-centered mindset. And related to the human-centeredness is ethics. So we have to be aware if there are any biases. So kunyari nga nagpagawa ka ng short story kay AI, you have to read it. Are there any gender biases that are existing? Okay, race biases. So you have to check on that also. And before using an AI app, you have to see if it's accessible for all and if it's fair for all. And then foundations and applications. So you have to understand, as I mentioned earlier, understand how AI works and see what tools that are available for you. And teachers should know the basics and should be able to make your students understand it. Okay? So for example, meron mga text-to-speech app. Yung mga nahihirapan magbasa. Let's say for dyslexic students, okay? And they cannot read properly. There are AI apps that can help them read. Pero don't just rely on the app. Okay? Make them use it. Make them still try to read it in order for them to still learn the basics. Diba? Hindi lang yung kaya na nilang maintindihan kasi naka-AI naman. Okay? And then AI pedagogy. We have, when we talk about pedagogy, it's different learning styles. Diba? That different, you have to be aware of the diversity of your students to be able to apply the right way of teaching to them. So teachers should be able to use the right AI tools that can help them with that. For example, in UDO Pilot, we have a tool that can create different versions of one activity. Okay? So you can have an activity for the students who are more advanced. On the same lesson, you can have an activity for those students who are struggling, and you can have an activity for the average students. Okay? Isang tool lang yan, isang topic lang yan, it can generate already 3 versions of your activity. Okay? So, traditionally, gano'ng katagal natin gagawin yon? Isang buong weekend siguro. Pero with AI, 2 minutes. Okay? Meron ka ng 3 activities for different sets. So it will really help you with your teaching preparations. Okay? And for professional development nga. So those of us doing our PhDs, our masters, or even our continuing researches, AI can help you with it. It can lead you to the right sources. It can help you consolidate materials or data, also related literature for that. Okay? So, these aspects, they work hand in hand. They're not like progressive in terms of ito yung step 1, ito yung step 2. They're actually should be working all at the same time. So, and learning about AI is an ongoing process. What AI is today may be different from what AI will be by January next year. Pwedeng ang laki na ng pinagbago niya in a matter of 5 months, 2 months. So, it is a continuing process to be AI competent. Okay, so last part, how are we going to ensure responsible AI use Okay? Again, stressing on the role of the teachers here. Okay? So teachers are at the forefront of integrating AI. Ibabawal nyo ba yung AI sa klase o ipapayagan nyo? To what extent? Okay? Like for example, you can allow your students to generate an outline with AI. Okay? Just to help them start. Pero the outline has to be fleshed out by them. Pwedeng babaguhin nyo ngayon yung exam type nyo. Instead of always requiring a term paper at the end of the SEM, di ba? I-AI naman nila yon. Bakit hindi nyo i-live yung pagsusulat nila? Ayaw natin yun kasi ang pangit nila magsulat, di ba? Tapos babasahin natin. Pero we have to go back to the basics eh. Andiyan na yung AI eh. Kayang-kaya nila yan gawin sa bahay. Perfect. Pero makakasulat ba sila ng sentence on their own? Pag wala ba yung cellphone nila, kaya pa nila yun. Kailangan natin ibalik. Okay? But not totally ban technology, but do it as multiple levels of assessment. Okay? Oral defense. Kahit hindi thesis yan, term paper, agahan natin yung deadline ng term paper so that at the end of the SEM, there's a way for them to defend it in front of you. To see if they wrote it. Diba? Kasi kung hindi sila nagsulat niyan, hindi nila kayang sabihin yan. Hindi nila kayang i-explain yan. We have to go back to the basics, no? Even with technology out here. Okay? That's actually all the more. We have to try to humanize it pa din. Okay? Kasi kaya nila, kaya ng technologies nila. Okay? Promote AI literacy in the classrooms, and this is what we're trying to also promote, especially starting grade school pa lang, elementary pa lang, because they're very tech savvy, 'di ba? Yung mga meron ditong maliliit na mga kapatid or anak, alam niyo 'yan, 'di ba? 3 years old, ang galing-galing na nila mag-iPad. Lumaki sila sa YouTube, kaya mga accents ng mga bata ngayon, American accent, hindi marunong mag-Tagalog. Diba? Kasi YouTube sila exposed and kayang-kaya nila. I have a 5-year-old daughter. Naiinis ako pag nag-YouTube siya kasi when she talks, she sounds like YouTube. So, sasabihin namin talaga, oy, you sound like YouTube. Ayaw namin ng ganyan. Tapos, tinatagalog namin siya. It has to be now a conscious effort. Natagalogin siya, pakinggan yung pinapanood niya. Kasi lulusot at lulusot yan eh. Kaya na nila eh. Diba? Iwanan mo ng iPhone, ng phone, ng tablet. Kahit hindi sa kanila yun, makita nila yun, automatic yan, bubuksan nila. So, it's something that we really have to inculcate in schools, from grade school up to university level, no? AI literacy. How is this AI tool shaping my learning? That's something that we always have to ask our students. Gumamit ka ng ChatGPT, natuto ka ba? Pwede mong itanong yun eh, di ba? Oh, ginamitan mo to ng ChatGPT, so ano natutunan mo ngayon? Balik nyo sa kanila. Ibalik nyo, and you students, use ChatGPT as a tool, pero use it also to help you learn. Okay? Hindi lang yung makasubmit. Okay? And then, ensure that AI enhances learning and not replaces it. Di sana hindi na tayo pumasok kung pwede naman pala mag-AI na lang. 'Di ba? Bakit pa tayo papasok, magko-commute, bibilad sa araw at sa ulan, tapos mag-AI lang din tayo, tapos hindi naman tayo natuto. We go to school, we go to a physical school. Physical schools will not be phased out because you need the human interaction. So let's emphasize that, no? Let's use technologies as tools, but still keep the humanness in us as learners and as educators. Okay? This is my last, I'll end with a short video that will just encapsulate it all.
What will a world with artificial intelligence be like? Just look around you. AI isn't the future, it's here now. While only 33% of people think they're using AI, nearly 77% already are. AI recommends the right movies to watch, stops criminals from using our credit cards, and interprets what we need to say when we're talking to our smart speakers. Today's students are the first generation to grow up with AI. Artificial intelligence can already do many things that once only humans could do, like reasoning, adapting, recognizing patterns, and solving complex problems. By 2025, AI will take over more than half of all current work tasks. Employees in every industry will soon work side by side with smart machines to become more efficient and productive. And AI has the power to help us solve some of our biggest problems, like climate change, education inequality, and improving global health. But who will decide which problems AI should solve? How will we ensure our AI systems are ethical and fair? Who will decide whether AI works for us or we work for it? Our ability to answer these questions will determine the quality of our future lives. To design an AI-powered world we will actually want to live in, today's students must know how to do more than just use AI. They need to know how to harness it to create solutions that will improve lives. This won't happen on its own. Teachers are the most important link to developing the new generation of AI-savvy learners, workers, and leaders. Across the globe, students and teachers are beginning to learn about AI together. They're exploring the capabilities of existing AI tools, building their own applications, and considering what rules are needed to keep us safe. They're also learning that the more AI can perform transactional tasks, the more important are uniquely human skills like empathy, By learning to create with AI, today's students will change the world in ways we can't yet imagine. Are you ready to help students create the kind of AI-enabled world we will all want to live in? Are you ready to teach the future?
Okay, so are we ready for AI? That's the main question. We are. This is our first step in that. We are getting ourselves ready for the use of AI. We are getting ourselves competent with artificial intelligence. So that ends my part, and I welcome any insights, any questions from you. Okay, so if you have any questions, if you have any sharing, what you've used in terms of AI, concerns, you can also contact me. Please follow us. Okay, we need followers in our in our Facebook and IG. Okay, Udo Copilot is for free for teachers, so you can just sign up with that. Okay, so again, thank you. Any questions are welcome.
Okay, so students, if you have burning question regarding the discussion.
Magandang hapon. Okay, may katanungan lang po ako regarding the use of AI. It was really comprehensive and I appreciate it that you were able to open the awareness of everyone about the use of AI. But my question is, with the presence of AI, where everybody is using it and hindi siya nagiging tool na for other students, but it becomes the parang katulong na nila in doing assignments and all. My question is, meron pa bang espasyo para sa creativity, analysis, and then generating idea for the students? And then, second question na follow-up ko na din is is there a process in humanizing di ba, pag nag-AI ka, is there a process of humanizing it? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Correct, no? Now, AI is our solution, no? It's not just a tool, and people are really using it. Students are using it as source for their answers, no? So is there a space for creativity? Is there a space for critical thinking and analysis? That's the first question. Yes, there is. Pero alam nyo, nasa aming mga teachers din yun. Okay? It's how we design our requirements to make the creativity come out, to make the critical thinking come out. If we give them generic questions, they will give us AI answers. If we give them generic requirements, they will give an AI-generated project. So, nasa teachers, kaya yun yung ini-emphasize ko We have to redefine our assessments If you're going to ask them to do a project, how can you AI-proof that? Maraming ways, okay? Teachers have to be creative. We have AI tools to help us think of questions. Pero, gawin yung sobrang specific. I-localize nyo yung context. Okay? Gawin nyo, sabihin nyo, kailangan magre-research sila, respondents nila, dapat taga Makati or taga barangay. Yung hindi nila makukuha sa AI. 'Di ba? Have them do, if possible, live projects. Okay? So, projects where they will need to perform, they will need to exhibit their works, they will need to talk about their work. Because if it's just a submitted 10-page research paper at the end of the SEM, guaranteed AI yan. So yes, sir, it heavily relies also on our teachers. So the burden is on us kids, no? Parang talagang AI kayo, gagawin nyo yan, hindi namin mapipigilan yan. Kami kailangan maging creative. Second question, sir, was on, sorry, I lost.
The second question
Humanizing.
is humanizing, the process.
Humanizing.
Their process.
If you Google it or ask AI how to humanize ChatGPT content, they will say, paraphrase it. Okay? Paraphrase it, it becomes humanized. Lagyan mo ng konting grammar error, humanized na yan. Okay? Pero humanizing it in the sense na asking them if they understand it falls back on us teachers. Do we stop at the requirement of submission or do we ask them to reflect on the requirement? That is how you humanize it. Make it reflective. Okay, make the requirement reflective. So, dadayain at dadayain din tayo. Pero, kung ang approach natin is, yeah, use AI. Pero may itatanong pa ako sa'yo. Okay? Use AI, pero sabihin mo sa akin anong natutunan mo. That's how we humanize it.
So thank you, ma'am. Another question from Sir Joshua.
Hello po, good afternoon. Na-realize ko lang na kanina naisip ko yung start, ang daming information about AI, parang promotion ito ng AI na parang natakot, makukonsider nga ba siya as a threat to people sa purpose, no? Pero nung huli na sabi ko, hindi pala siya kasi in fact it depends on the person who use or handling AI, no? Kung ano yung command mo sa kanya, yun lang din yung ibibigay niya. Parang mas na-realize ko na mas lumaki yung role na ginagampanan ng teacher because of this existence of AI. And maybe ito yung isang malaking question ko din. I don't know if all of us can answer this. Parang maybe as sa part ng teacher is we can ask also ourselves, no, or sa student na what's on your mind without AI? Pabalik naman tayo doon sa idea na pinanganak kasi sila lahat na may AI na eh. So, paano naman yung idea na, can we still, or is it really possible for us to ask them what's on their mind without that AI?
Correct. That's also something, no? We tend to misjudge the current generation as to being over-reliant on technology, when in fact, they are also intelligent on their own without technologies. So, ask them. Tama si Sir, no? Paanong sagot mo dito kung walang AI? Maganda rin yung masasagot nila. Let's not always be judgmental na, nako, pag binigay ko to AI nila yan. Hindi, merong nagtatrabaho dyan, may nag-iisip dyan. And we just have to find a way to extract it. You know, one way, at the start of the SEM, this is something that I also use with my students, no? I ask them kung anong project yung gusto nila. Okay? Without finalizing na ako yung magdidikta, kailangan ko ng term paper, kailangan ko ng oral defense, kailangan ko ng tatlong long test sa semester. Ask them, how do you want to show me that you're learning? Okay? Sabi nila, madami silang suggestions. Ma'am, gawa tayo ng event. Ma'am, gawa tayo ng ganito. Gawa tayo ng group work. Pero ma'am, mas gusto ko individual. And cater to all those requests. I know you may have 30 to 40 students in a class, and it will be difficult to really design different projects for all of them, but it can be done because nga, teachers use AI as a tool to design the projects for you. You can give them 3 different projects. May gustong mag-individual work, bigyan mo sila ng individual project. May gustong mag-group work, bigyan mo sila ng group work. But the assessment will now be the same. Makikita mo pa rin kung saan sila natuto. Kasi iba-iba yung learning styles nila. May visual, may kinesthetic, may auditory. So let's embrace it, no? Because this is a very diverse student body already. So that's how we can also address it. Give credit to our students that they are smart enough, diba? And intelligent enough to process information without technologies.
Okay, so thank you. One more question from the students. Okay. Students from what section? Okay. 2A, social science.
Social studies.
Hello po, ma'am. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for that very insightful lecture. So I actually have two questions for myself and for my friend, actually my seatmate right now. First is hers. Since she's very, parang gustong-gusto niya po talaga magsulat and she wants to expand or widen her vocabulary. And you mentioned earlier that some transitioning words can be mistakenly na we are using AI. And we were used to doing that since we are humanities UMS students. So, as a teacher or as a lecturer, how can you distinguish between if it's a student's work or if it's AI? And then the second question naman po is, you said earlier that we can use AI to assist us in making our papers, especially our research papers. My biggest question is, if I'm using Copilot, I see a lot of links or references where those things get, where they get those informations from. But how can I cite AI generated answers? How can I cite that? Because I don't want to make it my own if it is not my own.
Correct. Alam mo, that's the question that's not being answered yet right now, no? Citing AI. APA, American Psychological Association, would say you cite it as cited from ChatGPT. Tanggap siya sa APA. Pero may iba sinasabi, consulting AI kasi is like consulting a friend or a parent or a teacher na hindi mo naman sinite kasi pinag-usapan nyo lang. ChatGPT kasi is conversation eh. You don't cite, according to my father, di ba? And then cite it in your paper. Debatable pa yan, pero si APA meron siya. Meron siyang citation format for ChatGPT. Now, in terms of transition words, correct grammar, perfect writing, paano nga naman kung magaling tayo magsulat, di ba? And then, in-AI detector ni teacher o AI generated yan. You know, teachers should exercise also their own ability to judge their students. You know your students eh. So, ang nilagawa yan, sa simula, start of the SEM, pasulatin nyo sila sa class. Makikita nyo na doon eh, kung may potential to. Magaling naman pala magsulat tong batang to eh. Or ito magaling mag-isip pero pangit grammar. Okay? So makikita mo yan, pag nag-submit sila ngayon ng term paper at the end of the SEM, if it's too perfect, okay, pero hindi naman siya ganun nung una, pwede mong sabihin, nagpatulong siya sa AI. But if it's a good writing, and then historically you know that the student is a good writer, don't judge it right away as an AI-generated content. Okay?
Thank you so much po.
Thank you.